is developing a healthy diet. Now, it just basically means just simply eat healthy. A lot of foods that would help you grow out your hair healthy. Basically a lifestyle change is going to help a lot. But basically, incorporating a lot of protein on your diet is super going to help, and also eating green and leafy vegetables, and the list goes on and on really. And I'm actually planning to make a separate video on that so that I can expound and really explain things in detail. And the next tip is, I know that a lot of you have heard this many times before, but avoid washing your hair every single day, because if you do, you're just stripping out the natural oils that your scalp produces, and it dries out your hair. Now, once your hair gets dried out, you're actually prone to tangles, you're prone to knots, and it always leads to split ends. Personally, for me, when I see a split end on my hair, because yes, having healthy hair doesn't mean that you're not gonna get any split ends. Split ends is caused by sometimes when you just simply brush your hair, or when you style your hair. So what I do is I just snip it off, which is gonna lead us to the next tip that I'm gonna tell you guys, is trim your split ends, okay? And also, just to clarify this, trimming your hair is not gonna make your hair longer, but it's gonna keep your ends healthy, okay? Because for me, this topic is not just about to grow long hair, because anyone can grow long hair, but I find that it's difficult to grow healthy long hair. So, and I also understand that some of you don't want to trim your hair, and especially if you're growing out your hair and you'd be like, no, I'm not gonna trim my hair because, you know, the length that you grew, you don't want to cut off the length that you just grew. Because if you don't want any trims, be sure to take care of your hair properly. So I'm gonna leave the whole trimming part with you, because I won't really recommend like trimming your hair just like I would trim my hair. A lot of people ask me, how often do you trim your hair? And I trim my hair twice a month, just because it has been rapidly growing because of the hair mask that I've been using, and I will not recommend that for everyone. I've gone to a certain length that I'm very happy with my hair length right now, and I don't want it to grow even longer, so I'm just maintaining my hair. So, but if you are in a stage where you are growing out your hair, I don't really suggest that you would trim your hair twice a month like I do, because that is not a good thing to do, because that is not practical. So it's best that you actually monitor the health of your hair, especially the health of your ends. So, you know, if it doesn't have to be an inch, half an inch, or even an, 1/4 of an inch that you're gonna cut. If you think that the ends of your hair is already super wispy and unhealthy, just cut just a little bit, just so that it would look healthy again, but don't cut a huge part, okay? Don't cut a huge portion. So once again, if you do not want to trim your hair at all, just please make sure and be extra careful with it, just so that your ends won't look damaged, or your ends, you won't have a ton of split ends on your hair while you're growing out your hair. So the next one is, this actually correlates with the issue that we have just tackled, and that is to avoid using heat on your hair. That would be really, really good. And also, just a disclaimer, using heat on your hair is not going to stop your hair from growing, because your hair grows from the root of your scalp and not really from the bottom. But one of the benefits, if you actually avoid heat, is that your ends and overall your hair is gonna look healthier, just because it's not being tortured by any heat tools. Now, I know that some of you, and I really understand that some of you, it's practical if you curl your hair with heat, or if you flat iron your hair, and I do understand that. But if you can at least lessen it and not use it every single day, then that would be really good. And if you can't avoid applying heat on your hair, at least use a heat protectant, because that is going to save your hair from a lot of damage. And number 10, I highly suggest that you try out one of my DIYs for the hair, because these DIYs help my hair grow, basically improve the texture of my hair and what it is right now, and especially my DIY hair growth oil mask if you want your hair to grow faster. And also hearing your feedbacks that these masks has worked for you as well. And this also helped with my sister's damaged hair. I really formulated these masks that it's gonna help your scalp and also overall your hair from damage. If you guys like this, please give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you on my next video. Bye!